Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. There is no sign of Spencer returning from the dead on General Hospital. So for those missing Nicholas Alexander Chavez, it was exciting to hear that he had landed a role in the sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer, as first reported by our sister site, Deadline, back in November 2024. However, there's since been bigger news that Chavez's part in the film has been scrapped. People learned that the former ABC soap fave, along with Lola Tung, will not be seen in the July 18 release. Director Jennifer Caton Robinson told the magazine that though the actors were planned to kick off the opener, the scene ended up not fitting with the film. "This is a fantastic scene, but it doesn't fit in the movie," said Robinson, who also assured it had nothing to do with Chavez and Tung, and added, "I loved working with them. They did a fabulous job. But in the larger tapestry of the film, it just didn't fit." Of his cut scene, Chavez had been surprisingly chill, and in regard to Robinson, and not being featured in the film, and told US Weekly exclusively, "I mean, Jennifer is a good friend. She's really cool people, and you know, me and Lola Tung had a really good time." But look, that's filmmaking. The 1997 film, which starred Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Ryan Phillip, surrounded four friends who were stalked by a hook-wielding maniac following a tragic accident. A year later, the sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, was released, followed by the 2006 direct-to-video movie, which didn't feature any of the original cast. Speaking of original cast members, Prinze Jr. will return for the latest installment, and Hewitt is currently in talks for a comeback. Chase Sui Wonders, Madeline Klein, Sarah Pigeon, Terek Withers, and Jonah Hawking have also been cast. Stay tuned for its July 18, 2025 release date. Nicholas Alexander Chavez may be best known to daytime audiences for his Emmy-winning portrayal of Spencer Cassadine on General Hospital. But his talents extend far beyond the corridors of Port Charles. A rising star with undeniable charisma and range, Chavez has been steadily building a reputation not only as a force in the soap world, but also as a compelling actor in primetime and film. That's why news that he had been cut from an upcoming slasher film shocked fans and industry insiders alike. And it turns out no one was more surprised than Chavez himself. In a candid and refreshingly grounded interview, Nicholas opened up about the unexpected blow, his initial reaction, and what it means for him moving forward. And true to form, the actor handled the disappointment not with bitterness, but with the kind of poise that speaks volumes about his professionalism and character. Still, behind the composed exterior, Chavez didn't shy away from revealing the very real emotions he faced when he learned he wouldn't appear in the final cut of a project he poured time, energy, and heart into. The film in question, an as yet untitled slasher flick that had generated serious buzz in horror circles, was positioned as a gritty, high-concept take on the genre, combining psychological thrills with classic gore. It had all the makings of a cult hit, and Chavez was cast in a supporting role that, while not central to the plot, was reportedly pivotal in establishing the eerie tone early on. Shooting his scenes last fall during a break from General Hospital, Nicholas had expressed excitement at the time about stepping into a completely different type of character, one darker, more mysterious, and certainly more doomed than Spencer Cassadine. But as the post-production process stretched on, and the studio made creative decisions to tighten the runtime and restructure the narrative, Chavez's scenes were left on the cutting room floor. The decision wasn't personal, nor was it performance-based. As is often the case in filmmaking, changes had to be made for flow, pacing, or clarity. But for an actor who gave his all, the outcome still stung. I got the call from my team, and it took a second to really sink in, Chavez admitted in a recent sit-down with Entertainment Press. "I was proud of the work. We did something cool and intense and weird and fun. And then gone. Just like that. You hope for the best. You imagine your friends going to the theater and seeing you on that big screen. So yeah, it hurt. But that's the industry. That's the job. What makes Nicholas's response stand out, though, is the grace with which he's choosing to move forward. Rather than dwell on the loss, he's using it as motivation to keep pushing, keep growing, and keep saying yes to opportunities that stretch him creatively. He acknowledged that in an industry as volatile and subjective as film, an actor's job doesn't end when the cameras stop rolling. In fact, much of what determines whether their work makes it to audiences is out of their hands. It's funny, he said with a wry smile. You prepare, you give it everything, you show up ready to collaborate, to trust the director, to serve the story. But once it's in the can, it becomes something else. Something bigger than any one performance. I had to let go of that attachment to being seen and instead focus on what I gained from the experience. And I gained a lot. Among those gains, a deeper understanding of the genre, an appreciation for the collaborative nature of filmmaking, and connections with directors and crew that he hopes will lead to future opportunities. Chavez also credits the experience with teaching him a valuable lesson about ego and resilience. Two things every actor must navigate early in their career. The revelation has resonated with fans, many of whom have taken to social media to express their support. It's not just sympathy, it's admiration. Watching a young actor handle professional disappointment with honesty and perspective is rare and inspiring. While some might have responded with public frustration or veiled criticism, Chavez chose humility and transparency. It's a weird thing to be proud of work that no one's going to see, he said. But I am. And maybe somewhere down the line, those scenes resurface. Or maybe they don't. Either way, I'm better for having done them. Of course, this setback hasn't slowed his momentum. If anything, it's highlighted how in-demand Nicholas Alexander Chavez truly is. His portrayal of Spencer on General Hospital continues to be one of the most nuanced and emotionally compelling arcs in daytime television. Whether he's navigating romantic turmoil, family legacy, or the shadows of his Casadine past, Chavez brings a depth to the role that defies his age. His exit from the show earlier this year to pursue outside projects sparked a firestorm of speculation. But fans remain hopeful he'll return to the canvas when the time is right. In the meantime, Chavez's upcoming projects are keeping him busy. Rumors are swirling about a major streaming role in development, and there's buzz that a top-tier director has already expressed interest in casting him in an upcoming thriller. Whether or not those projects come to pass, one thing is certain: Hollywood is watching. And it's not hard to see why. Chavez combines old-school movie star magnetism with a deeply modern emotional sensitivity. He's comfortable in chaos, confident in stillness, and unafraid of taking risks, even if those risks don't always pay off the way he hopes. It's all part of the process, he said thoughtfully. I don't regret it. I'd rather do something bold and get cut than play it safe and never grow. That's the artist's journey. That's what I signed up for. That attitude might just be his biggest strength. In an industry where image is everything and perception can make or break careers, Chavez is forging his own path, one honest step at a time. He's not pretending to have it all figured out. He's not pretending to be invincible. He's showing up, owning his journey, and sharing his truth. And that's exactly what makes him one of the most compelling young actors working today. As for the slasher movie, time will tell if those deleted scenes ever see the light of day. Perhaps on a director's cut release or in a behind-the-scenes documentary. But for now, Chavez is content knowing that he did the work, left a piece of himself in that character, and walked away with lessons that will shape every role to come. So while his fans may be disappointed not to see him wielding a flashlight and running from masked killers this time around, they can take heart knowing that Chavez's story is far from over. If anything, this is just the beginning of a career that promises more twists, turns, and emotional truths than any horror movie could ever contain. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.